Well, the students were organized, but the faculty not so much. Let's see. Good afternoon. It is my great honor to welcome all of you to the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music commencement ceremony and to present the graduating class of 2025. My name is Elizabeth Lindau, and I'm Associate Professor of Music History in the Conservatory, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce some of the distinguished guests that you see on the stage here. We have several deans with us. Dean of the College of the Arts, Royce Smith, wave at the people. Our associate deans who are sitting with the students, you're gonna have to stand up. They ended up in the kids' table. Chiara Ferrari and Anthony Burns. We also have with us the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dina Perrone, and the Director of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music, one Jermie Arnold. Let's see, who else? Let's see, our Director of Choral Studies, Jonathan Talberg, has the most authoritative speaking voice, and therefore will read the names later on in the ceremony. One other person I'd like to welcome, and that is the person who helped to plan this ceremony, our Director of Keyboard Studies, Dr. Sam Chu. Dr. Chu, see, he's hiding. He made the programs that you're holding, and he's too modest to put his own name in it, so I just gonna have to embarrass him publicly. And of course, welcome to you in the audience. This audience includes my incredible colleagues on the music faculty, many of our tireless staff, current students and classmates. If you're a current student who hasn't graduated yet, where are you? Well, there they are in the front, okay, good. And of course, patrons of our department, and most importantly, friends and families of our incredible graduates. Look at what you've helped made possible, and please give yourselves a round of applause. Can we also take a moment to acknowledge Professor Rob Freer and the incredible brass ensemble that let us all in? Now, one of the deans, who shall remain nameless, they have to attend a lot of these things, and I wrote an email to one of the deans saying, would you please come and join us at our ceremony, and said, oh yes, the music ceremony is the best one. And that's true because we have the best music and the best musicians. And in speaking of which, I think that's enough talking. We need a little music break. So if you could please stand as you are able and join us in singing the national anthem. We will be led in this by one of our Master of Music and Choral Conducting graduates, Tyler Berg, and accompanied by the brass ensemble.
It's me. Good afternoon, everyone. We are so thrilled that you're here. Thank you for making your trek from the pyramid over here. We know parking is a little challenging right now, but we know you wouldn't miss this for these incredible students that are here in front of you. So I've been serving as the director of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music for the past 3 years. It's like a blink of an eye. It's amazing to me. And it's really been one of the thrills of my life to be able to serve in this way the students and faculty of the BCCM. And I genuinely look forward every morning to coming to school. That may sound strange, but I look forward to coming. And if you visited the conservatory before, then you know we share the grounds with squirrels, and we share the grounds with bunnies, and butterflies, and birds, and skunks. There were 3 little baby ones. They looked really, really tempting. I went over to take a picture, and they went, and so, you would think I would be enjoying the bird sounds and just the wildlife that's there. And that's why I like coming to campus, because it is quite a beautiful campus. But in fact, I love coming to hear different sounds. The sounds that are coming out of the practice room. The sound of scales and etudes, arpeggios, orchestral excerpts, sometimes still in progress, but I love it. John Philip Sousa famously said, and of course I'm a band person, so I had to quote Sousa in a big gathering, "Composers are the only people who can hear good music above bad sounds." But I think I would amend it to say that music teachers can hear the promise that sometimes is in the chaos. Those sounds, the imperfect sounds, the evolving sounds, every day full of potential. Hearing them day by day, slowly growing and improving, that's what brings me joy. For me, it's always been about the journey. It's not just the destination. And trust me, I like a good destination. But what a journey these students have been on. That's good music, right? See, it's thanks to students like this that we have ringtones like that. These students have been on an incredible journey. Hundreds of remarkable performances here and around the world. Washington, D.C., Cuba, Wales, Ireland, just about anywhere you can think of. These students have been or will be going. And future students will do the same, sharing the music of the BCCM in an extraordinary way with our community and throughout the world. And we could not be prouder of each and every one of them. Now, at the beginning of the semester, I always try to start with something inspirational. Whether it lands on, I don't know, but we try. And this semester, I spoke about the power of perseverance. The idea that real achievement often comes not from explosive breakthroughs, but from steady commitment and committed effort over time. I shared the story of John Stephen Akhwari, the Tanzanian marathon runner in the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. You might know the story. During the race, he fell badly, dislocated his knee, and was severely injured. Many expected him to drop out. But hours and hours after the winner had crossed the finish line and the stadium had nearly emptied, Akhwari entered, limping and in pain, yet determined. He finished dead last, but he finished. When he was asked by reporters, "Why didn't you quit?" he said, quote, "My country did not send me 5,000 miles to start the race. They sent me 5,000 miles to finish the race." End quote. To me, that story embodies what we've witnessed in your students in their journey here. Students, you've endured long hours of practice, moments of doubt, setback, sweaty practice rooms, sacrifice, squirrels, and even skunks. And yet you're here, finishing strong. Not because it was easy, but because you were committed to seeing it through. So as you leave the conservatory, remember, success isn't always about speed or perfection. It's about showing up, staying the course, and moving forward, especially when it's hard. Your dedication, like Akwari's, is what makes this moment so meaningful. Keep that spirit with you in music, in life, whatever you do. Keep going, keep growing, and finish the race. Finish your race. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We are so proud of you, and we love you. It's my pleasure now to introduce the Dean of the College of Arts, Dean Royce Smith.
That is always a really hard act to follow, but I will do my best. I'm coming up to the end of my second year at the beach, and I have been changed as a consequence of coming to this institution, in no small part due to the Bob Cole Conservatory. I want to start, though, by focusing on gratitude. Gratitude's an important thing because if you think about it, all of the decisions in life that we have made, all of the twists and turns, the unexpected, this is and that's is, everything that we have done has led to this moment that we're sharing together now. And those choices have not always been easy. And they don't come without sacrifice or support or consistency or love. So the students who are here and that we're celebrating are here because of many reasons. And I want to call out some of those reasons before I share some thoughts. The first group I want to recognize are my first set of heroes. And I don't use that word lightly. The faculty and staff of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music, could you please stand wherever you happen to be if you're able? Your tireless work, your patience, your kindness, your sense of compassion and empathy, your belief in music as something that impacts us all, that everyone has a right to experience and a right to study, have taken students with all abilities and backgrounds and elevated them, and as a consequence, elevated the world of music. Wordsworth called them the little nameless, unremembered acts of kindness. And every day that I come into my office on the north side of campus on Thursdays and Fridays, I see that in no small measure. So to you, thank you for being my heroes. Thanks for being our students' heroes. And thanks for ensuring that 50, 60, 100 years from now that people will still be making music. To our loved ones in the audience, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, partners, spouses, tíos, tías, abuelos, abuelas, madres, padres, can you please stand if you're able to do so? Come on now. Stay standing. I'm not done with you yet. What I want to tell you is a heartfelt thank you. A heartfelt thank you for entrusting your loved ones to us, for having faith in us and them, for having the kindness and constancy when your child, your loved one, came home and said, I need to make music for the rest of my life, that you supported that. My parents thought that I was going to be a mathematician or a doctor, and they were very surprised when they found out I wanted to be a contemporary art historian. And that was a big shift. But what was true was the constancy and unwavering nature of their support. And I have seen that support. The apple does not fall far from the tree. And what I see here was cultivated in other places, other times with all of you. So thank you for tilling the soil and for remaining true believers in what our students have done. Raise your hand if you are a loved one who's been a little verklempt this week because your child, your loved one is kind of moving on into a next chapter of their life after graduation. Raise your hand. I have some advice for you. Children never stop needing their mom. Or their dad, or their aunt, or their uncle, or their grandparents, all the way up until my mother passed away in 2022, I needed my mom. So answer the phone when these kids call. Support them as you have continued to support them their entire lives, because they will continue to need you as much now and probably more than ever. And remember that the bonds of family are strong and that we appreciate all that you've done in service to them. My last group that I want to acknowledge are my amazing students. It's interesting that we started with the Star-Spangled Banner, singing that. In fact, one of my colleagues commented to me, I've never heard the Star-Spangled Banner performed at a graduation ceremony at the department level. But you know what's interesting about the Star-Spangled Banner? Do you know the punctuation mark that ends the Star-Spangled Banner? Somebody got it right. Most people say it's an exclamation point, but it is a question mark. Our national anthem does not make a declaration, it asks a question. It makes a proposition. And it's incumbent on every person who sings it, who believes in it, who is umbrellaed by it, to think about how they're going to answer that question. And so too is your graduation. It's a punctuation mark that some people look at as an exclamation point. Heck yeah, I'm done with my degree, or I'm done with my degree, period. But I propose to you that today is a question mark that you will be using the rest of your lives to answer. What is music? You might answer that question by thinking that it's about technique. It's about practicing etudes and scales over and over again until they sound like perfection, and perhaps that is one measure of what you will do and what you'll be focused on. But I've seen the answer to that question surface in different ways from you. I remember traveling with the Wind Symphony to Washington, D.C., and do you know that they invited their dean to conduct the march on the stage of the Kennedy Center? After I picked my jaw off the floor, realized that in that moment, music was about sharing. Music was about expanding the tent so that even more people can come inside. And it's about empathy and understanding, inclusion. I have seen you in Havana, Cuba, in the airport, where one of the immigration people pulled me aside and said, I heard your choir is here to perform. Do you think that your students might do something here in the airport? He was very timid and shy about it. But of course, I spoke with our students, and they did an impromptu. Their very first performance in Cuba was not at a venue, a performance venue. It was in the arrivals hall of Havana Airport. And they had a crowd of X-ray folks, immigration, passport stampers, cleaners, VIP lounge attendants that all gathered around and listened and cried. And in that space that was not planned, that was not orchestrated, was born a moment of what music is about, which is to share of yourself, to share of your talents, not only to elevate your own position and your own standing, but to ensure that you leave the world a better place, that you leave it better than you found it. And that is my wish for all of you, is that you continue to be the model human beings that I have seen you be day in and day out in this conservatory. You continue your commitment to empathy, compassion, and understanding that that's the fundamental foundation to success, not only as a musician, but as a human being. I could not be prouder of you. Please know that our commitment to you was not 4, 5, 10, 11 years, however long it took for you to get to this particular place. Our commitment to you is for a lifetime. So when you need us, come back, share your successes, share your journey, don't be strangers, and remember, we could not be prouder of all that you have done in your time at the beach.
We will now hear Summon the Heroes by Dylan Johnson.
Not so fast. Dylan. 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 We'll get him back. Wasn't that the most beautiful trumpet playing you've ever heard in your life? Jeez. All right. I have some remarks about Dylan before he sits down. At the beginning of this academic year, I don't know if you know this, but we talked about you in faculty meeting. And we voted that you should receive the prestigious Presser Undergraduate Scholar Award. This is an award given to students who, and I quote, have achieved a high level of musical and academic excellence, demonstrated leadership and service, and contributed to an inclusive community. And we decided that was you. This is not the only award that Dylan received during his time here. I have it on the authority of one Rob Freer, a dubious source, but in this I think he's right, that Dylan finished third in the undergraduate division of the National Trumpet Competition and third in the International Trumpet Guild solo finalists. And in that international competition, he was up against graduate students. I'm not even done yet. Wait. Dylan attended the Chosen Vale International Trumpet Seminar in 2023, competed in the Young Concert Artist Competition, and then went on to win the Yamaha Young Artist Competition. I have another testimonial from Ryan Dark, assistant professor of brass, who writes that, quote, Dylan is a rare confluence of talent and work ethic. He brings a great demeanor and consistently professional approach to everything he does, serving as a role model for our entire department. And I have a little certificate for you, and this is actually yours. Dylan's going to USC in the fall for a master's. It's no Bob Cole Conservatory, but it's fine. Okay. So we'll get to more of the amazing bachelor's degree students. I see you all there, our amazing bachelor students in just a second. But I'd like to take a moment to tell you a bit about the folks you see sitting in the front here, and those are our Master of Music students. Wave at the people. This is a really incredible cohort of master's students. You saw Tyler conduct a moment ago. One of his colleagues is Ha Young. Where's wave at people, Ha Young. Ha Young, wave, yes. Ha Young conducted a full-length opera for the first time this semester. She did an amazing job, Magic Flute, it was incredible. We have a Master of Arts in Music student in music education. Stephanie, I saw you, there she is. Wrote an incredible thesis. She is a local school teacher, wrote an incredible thesis document about teachers dealing with the pandemic, and the shift to online instruction was very insightful. I was on the committee. We have other students who produced amazing writing projects during their time here. Caden Walters. Caden, are you here? Caden wrote a paper about Grieg string quartet. Let's see, our jazz students came through. We had papers on Charlie Parker, wave at the people, Nate. Max Roach, wave at the people, Ryan. Nicole Young wrote an incredible feminist analysis of Medusa, which is a recent work by the American composer Jocelyn Hagan. We also heard amazing recitals and performances from these students. I can't name all of them because there's so many great ones. Derek Sultanian won the concerto competition and played the Prokofiev First Piano Concerto with the symphony. And this brings me to a point that I'd like to make about all of our students, masters and bachelors combined. Many of these students are studying and performing historical works that are 100, 200 years old. And as a person who teaches music history, this touches me very deeply. And I like thinking about how these students take the music of the past and relate it to their own lives. And one example from our cohort that struck me was something that Michael Esker wrote in the program notes for his lovely recital. Michael, wave at the people. Wait, do I understand that was your first recital? Did I hear that? Master's recital was also Michael's first solo recital ever, because Michael came to us without a bachelor's degree in music. So that in itself was a feat. But Michael performed a cello sonata by Shostakovich, just a piece from the 1930s, and wrote, if I have the program, I saved them because they were so good, wrote this reflection. Michael says, in Shostakovich, I find solidarity in facing a society and a world which imposes values and traditions I cannot accept. As I worked on and got to know this piece with each passing week, there was something in the news that would make me think deeply about society and the direction it is heading. I can only say that I have faith in the future through the knowledge that education will forever be a powerful tool, capable of bending the knees of any despot, and with time, truth will have its day. That's Michael. I want to keep going on about them, but they're bringing out the hook, so I have to do my job. And singled out one person from among these many Master of Music candidates to receive the Distinguished Research and Creative Activity Award for 2025, and that recipient is Eric Aaron. Eric? Eric is like one of the best French horn players we have ever graduated. He plays so well. Incredible performer and also a star student. Eric authored an impressive Master of Music project report about the Vietnamese language variety television program Paris by Night. Paris by Night has been on the air since 1983, presenting musical performances for immigrant audiences and currently broadcasts from Westminster. Eric analyzed a trilogy of mid-2000s episodes observing Lunar New Year. And Dr. Aaron Fruchtman, wave at the people, Aaron, who oversaw this work. This is what he wrote about Eric's paper. He says that Eric examined the show's music in the context of nostalgia, assimilation, and memory, offering a compelling and original analysis. Throughout multiple drafts, Eric responded thoughtfully to feedback, demonstrating a strong commitment to improving both as a writer and a scholar. Can we please give Eric a round of applause? And now it's my pleasure to welcome the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dina Perrone, for some remarks.
Hi, everyone. I know that the audience can't see me, so I'm going to face this way anyway, because you don't really need to see me. I forget that I'm in this building, and I should have worn very, very high heels. Okay. Graduates. Today, you stand, and I'm going to be really clear, I'm going to throw in some really cheesy music references throughout this little speech. I'm not a musician, but I really like music. So today, you stand, and this is the first one, on the crescendo of your academic journey. A harmonious blend of dedication, passion, and countless hours of practice that have brought you to this very moment. Each of you has embarked on a unique path within the vast and vibrant realm of music, honing your craft and expanding your horizons. For the master's students, you become interpreters, guardians, and future innovators of this extraordinary art form. Music has always been a unique and powerful force. It transcends language, culture, even time. It speaks directly to the heart and the soul. As you are hooded today, you are not just celebrating the completion of this rigorous program, you are acknowledging your commitment and your resilience. From the exhilarating rush of your first successful performance, some of you your very, very first, to the quiet solitude of late night practice sessions, which I must admit, I live really close to here, and sometimes I walk over here on the weekends, and I also like to hear them practicing. Every measure has contributed to the masterpiece of your graduate education. You have delved into the intricacies of music theory, the depths of music history, and the limitless possibilities of composition and performance. You have faced challenges that tested your limits. You have mastered difficult pieces and overcome the creative struggles of composition. Through it all, you persevered, driven for your love for music and your desire to share it with the world. As you look back on your journey to this moment, you must also look into the future. Your degree is just not a symbol of your past achievements. They are keys to new doors of opportunity. Whether you become performers, educators, composers, conductors, or scholars, you carry with you the ability to inspire, to move, and to connect people through music. In a world that is often divided, music remains that universal language, a source of comfort, of joy, and of unity. You have the power to create change, to bring people together, and to express the inexpressible. This is both a privilege and a responsibility that you must embrace. So carry this spirit with you, using your talents to make the world a better place, one note at a time. To your professors and your mentors, thank you for guiding them, for giving them your wisdom, and supporting them without hesitation. Your families and your friends, thank you for believing in them and your endless encouragement. Now, graduates, congratulations. You've achieved something remarkable. I'm excited to see where your musical journeys take you. I know you will go forward with confidence, creativity, and a deep appreciation for the power of music. The world is your stage, and your best performance is yet to come. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Well, it's time for some more music. Will you please welcome to the stage the Bob Cole Conservatory University Woodwind Quintet. Okay. We'll ask the graduate students to please stand and follow Liz Gutierrez that way so that we can prepare you for your hooding ceremony. Will you just think for me, just for a second, back to when these students were like in 4th and 5th grade, when they started those instruments? Did you ever even imagine that those squawks would turn into that? Right? I mean, it's incredible. What a joy. We're going to invite Dr. Talberg to read the names as the candidates come around. But let me tell you something just a little bit about the hoods, because I think this is interesting. So beginning sometime in the 11th or the 12th century, graduating students received special hoods. Dr. Talberg, you can like show them yours. Right, there you go. To distinguish them as they began their academic careers. While these hoods at the time, they served a more practical purpose to keep the scholars warm in unheated libraries. Today, the hoods received by master's and doctoral students are a symbolic representation of academic achievement and commitment to scholarly activities. So at this time, we're going to hood each of the master's degree students in recognition of their scholarly achievement here at the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. Dr. Talberg? They're coming around. You're going to have the faculty line up here. Whoever the person is, I think that's what it is. You can help me. Yes. Oh, okay. Great.
You got it.
Yeah, you get to do your That's only the one.
We begin with Randy Smith.
Yeah, go right to the front.
I should have mentioned that Randy Smith completed his Master's of Music in in composition. Stephanie Kropp, Masters of Arts in Music. Yin Lin Ma, Masters of Music, concentration in piano performance. Ha Young Jung, Master of Music, concentration in conducting.
Face that way, and then you walk that way. That's the easiest way to do it.
Caden Walters, Masters of Music in instrumental performance.
Hey, there we go.
Michael Alexander Esquer, Master of Music, Concentration and Instrumental Performance. Brandon Butler, Master of Music, Concentration and Instrumental Performance.
Go to the center, go to the center.
April, oops.
This is the fun of it. There we go.
April Star Garola, Master of Music and Instrumental Performance.
Who do you want to hug me? Rob can do it. He's there, actually. But it's up to you.
Brandon Yuki Evans, Master of Music, Concentration and Instrumental Performance. Jenna Bedford, Master of Music, Concentration and Instrumental Performance.
Could you also?
Nicole Young, Master of Music, Concentration and Vocal Performance. Tyler Berg, Master of Music, Concentration and Conducting. Ryan Stephen Dong, Master of Music, Concentration in Jazz Studies. Nathaniel Burns, Master of Music, Concentration in Jazz Studies. Derek Sultanian, Master of Music, Concentration in Piano Performance. And Eric Aaron, Master of Music, Concentration in Instrumental Performance.
Congratulations, graduate students. The faculty may be seated. It's time for some more music. What do you think? So we have a special opportunity to hear from some of our graduating vocal jazz students. They will be performing an arrangement that was created by one of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music students of the Alma Mater.
Wow, beautiful Long Beach indeed. That was gorgeous. Everyone, it's come time to introduce our commencement speaker. And this is honestly one of the honors of my time here as a faculty member in this department, to introduce this person to you. He is my colleague in the music history area, Professor Roger Hickman. I have my hanky just in case, don't worry. As our graduates are embarking on their careers, Professor Hickman is concluding a major chapter in his. He is retiring after 40 years of teaching at Cal State Long Beach. And I had to write Cal State Long Beach because it predates the Bob Cole Conservatory. I promise this won't be a roast comic thing about how old you are, I promise. Professor, maybe a little bit. Professor Hickman earned his PhD in musicology from the University of California, Berkeley in 1979 with a dissertation on 18th century string quartets by Bohemian composers. Yes, and in it, he's continued this interest in classical music as both a scholar and as a player and a conductor. Viola, right? Viola, violin? Both. Viola, okay, that figures. And he's also Very accomplished conductor. For years, he has led the beloved holiday tradition of the Long Beach Nutcracker. He is the conductor for that event. This year, in his final year of teaching, he offered seminars for our students on the music of Bach and of Gustav Mahler. Some of our graduates took those seminars. But in his scholarship over his very long career, Hickman pivoted from classical music into writing about film music. And he's really a pioneer in the study of film music. So for many years in musicology, film music wasn't really taken seriously for its artistry. And Hickman is one of the scholars whose work helped to change that. He authored a widely used undergraduate textbook on the subject called Reel Music, get it, R-E-E-L music, which is currently in its second edition. And in 2011, he wrote a guide to William Wyler's 1959 epic Ben-Hur, painstakingly analyzing every one of Miklos Rosa's cues for that score. He is probably the living expert in the field of classic film noir and the music of those films. He's really changed our discipline, and he's passed this on to literally thousands of students. For many years, he taught a popular class on music and film for both majors and non-majors. For many years, it was the biggest enrollment class in Coda, filling a giant lecture hall twice a week. He is our department's most well-published faculty member, and that's not just because of his very advanced age. It is also because of his intellect, his skill as a writer, his dedication to his craft. Please welcome our commencement speaker and my beloved colleague, Professor Roger Hickman.
Thank you, Dr. Lindau, for that great introduction. I am a professor emeritus, and if you're not familiar with academic speak, that simply means I'm a retired professor. Very nice. And I can't think of no greater honor for my retirement than to be able to speak before this awesome graduating class of 2025. Thank you for that honor. And yet, I had kind of hoped for a gold watch. But they said I couldn't have a gold watch because I was a violist and couldn't keep time anyway. And it's true, I'm a violist, I'm a musicologist, and a conductor. I've always been grateful that there's no 3 strikes and you're out in music. I came to this campus in 1987 as a musicologist, and I had a wonderful, peaceful first year teaching music history classes. I was looking forward to the second when the chairman called me to his office, said he just dropped all of my classes, and this is 10 days before the fall semester began, that I would be taking over the orchestra. He had a charming way of saying this. He said, after explaining to the orchestra conductor had just suddenly quit, he said, I was the only faculty member left who knew where the cellos should sit. I knew he was lying. Oh, yes. But I was too stunned to say anything. I had done a little bit of orchestra conducting, but I felt at best I had been an assistant coach of a high school football team, and someone was asking me to be the head coach of a major football program like UCLA. Oh, I'm sorry, I said major. Let's go USC. So I came to my first rehearsal, and 12 flute players showed up, 9 trumpeters, and 5 violinists. We had 5 weeks to do our first concert. The headline work was Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 6. I did feel like I'd been just thrown in the deep end of the pool with nobody to teach me how to swim, but I was wrong. I had lots of teachers, the students. And throughout my teaching career, I think I've learned as much from my students as they have learned from me. So thank you, all my former students. Appreciate it. They helped me get to that first concert, and I ended up spending 5 years as the interim orchestra conductor, a director of strings. I taught some private studio violin, even taught the string methods. This is a long-winded way of saying, can I quote the 1960s philosopher? I have looked at life from both sides now. And I have been both a performer and a scholar. And I tell you, the two sides feed each other. They work hand in hand. you are to be commended for your awesome work here. You have accomplished something I think is quite unique. They have fulfilled the academic requirements of a CSU campus and met the demands of intense demands of a music conservatory. So congratulations to that. You've persevered. This is my first time as commencement speaking. I don't know you're shocked by this, but it's my first time, and it's my last time. But since Dr. Lindau is back there, I did my due diligent research, and I found the definitive scholarly book on the subject. It was called Commencement Speaking for Dummies. Good book, in case anybody wants to borrow it. And it says I need to offer a word of advice, and I'll keep it to just one word. And that word is balance. In that regards, I want to share one memory. Back when I was doing a lot of string clinics and in the honor orchestras in the area, I was invited to a banquet dinner for a person who'd been in music education forever, and he's just now retiring. Come to think of it, his retirement, they gave him a banquet. That's okay. I had a nice lunch. Best Big Mac ever. So at the end of the ceremony, he went around from table to table, shaking hands and exchanging memories and laughing. But he finally got to my table, and all he did was bend over and whisper in my ear, "Don't do what I did." And I know exactly what he meant. And I felt badly. Here's a man who's being honored for all of his accomplishments in music, and he has this cloud of regret over him of the sacrifice he had made, of not having a balance. And I appreciate him coming to me and seeing I was on a similar road in my life and giving me that warning, which is a hard warning to heed, by the way. But fortunately, I have a wonderful, beautiful wife, Maureen, and she's helped me with every aspect of my professional career, but she's very quick to remind me about balance, especially as family goes. Thank you, and I love you dearly, Maureen. Still, I feel a need to pass this warning on to others. Music is a very exciting field. It's a very seductive field, and it loves the young and talented, such as yourselves. So in the crescendo of opportunities that come your way, you need to carve out time for your personal relationships, especially if you start a new family. And ultimately, you will have more success if you're standing on a platform of support and love. And speaking of love, I've feeling a lot of it out there. I just want to say a quick word to you parents, and you don't have to stand up for this. Thank you for the gift you've given these young adults, the gift of music. They will take that with them for the rest of their lives, no matter where the career paths might go. And it was not easy. You had to pay for instruments, lessons, drive them everywhere, find parking at their graduation ceremony. And worst of all, you had to listen to them practice. You'll find out. You'll find out. The main thing is you need to pass it on, and whatever you do, keep close ties with them that brung you to this dance. Yes. Well, I'm going to close now with the title of a song. And this happens to be the very first music performed on the inaugural concert in this hall. It was written by Richard Carpenter. He made arrangement for our string orchestra, and he played the piano. The title, can you guess? We've Only Just Begun. Yeah. What a great opening musical number for this magnificent performing arts center. And I like to think of it for myself personally as a theme song for the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. You guys have been awesome, and I'm so proud to have been your colleague. So keep it up. I'll be keep watching the progress for years to come. But most important, it belongs to these students here. And as you open those new chapters of your lives, yes, adventure is out there, and please enjoy the journey. Now, will you please, on behalf of the Biblical Conservatory, I'd like to congratulate you on all that you have achieved and wish you well in all of your future endeavors. Please join me in thanking and honoring this great group of students, former students.
We'll now invite Dr. Talberg to join us at the podium as we recognize all of the undergraduate students. Undergraduates, please stand and follow Liz Gutierrez. And we invite the faculty to come back.
This is their maiden voyage.
I had made him voyage. You could make a joke about it. You both of us had it this year, like the last several weeks.
Well, as they're lining up, I do want to share two little thoughts. One was my first year at Long Beach State was 25 years ago, which I just finished. And Dr. Hickman at that point had been here for 15 years. And Roger walked up to me the very first week of school and said, "Welcome to Long Beach. Remember, one is down." So I want to thank you for that lesson, Roger, and to all of the future conductors out there. And I do want to say that now that this is my 25th year at Long Beach, I am debuting my reading glasses for the first time to read the names, as is Dr. Arnold here. So
Scores are a lot more difficult.
yes.
They're coming, I think. It's a long walk.
Michael Joseph Parcheski, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance. Brian Dang, Bachelor of Music, option in composition. Dylan McClare Wicks, Bachelor of Music in Music Education. Sarah Roop, Bachelor of Music with an option in Music Education. Olivia Carini, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Lucy May Edwards, Bachelor of Music with an option in Music Education. Diego Fernandez Kim, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Joseph Bryce Chalopoulos, Bachelor of Music in Performance. Kiana Alvarez, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Yep. Namaya Miller, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Carrie Walther, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Clara Nguyen, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Trinity Allwood, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Raquel Hannah G., Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Alex Mason, Bachelor of Music with an option in Composition. Max Coco, Bachelor of Music, option in Composition. Maxime Zwarich, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Jonathan Hebel, Bachelor of Music with an option in Performance. Tristan Beisner, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance. Jonathan Jakes, Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Marit Deanna Granmo Buffington, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance. I love you. Maggie Robertson, Bachelor of Music, option in performance. Nina Aline Bashmakian, Bachelor of Music in Performance. Emerson Smith, Bachelor of Music, option in performance. Cody Benner, Bachelor of Music. Cody is our first double Bachelor of Music with an option in performance and music education. John Dominic Clavicius Villerin, Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Christine Goins, double Bachelor of Music option in performance and music education. Emma Reyna, double Bachelor in Music with an option in performance and Bachelor in Music with an option in music education. Stephanie Chavez, Bachelor of Music, option in performance. Cassandra McDonald, Bachelor of Music, option in music education. Clark Lynn, Bachelor of Arts in Music.
Congratulations.
Eleanor Sullins, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance. Elizabeth Rose Solis, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance.
All four?
Mario Antonio Redondo Luna, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance and a minor in business marketing. Anais Barsegian, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance and a minor in business marketing. Michelle DeMoss, Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Okay. Jeremiah Anthony Amador Pilan, Bachelor of Music with an option in performance. Antonio Ramos Bakungan III, Bachelor of Music, option in music education. Madeline Faith Aloro, Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Christopher Joseph Garcia Trong Suzuki, Bachelor of Music, option in music education. Christopher Mark Gomez, Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Karen Michelle Bailey, Bachelor of Music, option in music education. Ethan Matthew Arroyo, Bachelor of Music with an option in composition and Bachelor of Music with an option in music education. Gregory Stephen Amaya, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance, and a Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Eric Aguilon, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Andres Ramirez, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Eliana Pomfret, Bachelor of Music with an option in Music Education. Nathan Kaplan, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Thomas Vincent, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Madison Moffat, Bachelor of Music with an option in Performance.
We'll see in the fall.
Christopher J. Sterling, Bachelor in Music with options in Performance and Music Education. Richard A. Jones III, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Liam Adcock, Bachelor of Music in Performance. Liam Jeremy Chua, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Michelle Smirnoff, Bachelor of Music, option in Music Education. Ella Grace Pierce, Bachelor of Music with options in Performance and Music Education. Erin Sursell, Bachelor of Music in Performance. Julianne Fung, Bachelor of Music with an option in Performance. Anna Reynolds, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Rafael Angelo Ortiz Yap, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Nicholas Jacob Ortiz, Bachelor of Music with an option in Performance. James Gowdy, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Nicholas Wayne Steinhauer, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Michael Russell, Bachelor of Music with options in Performance and Music Education. Jennifer Sosa, Bachelor of Music with options in Performance and Music Education. Amy Kathleen Hendricks, Bachelor of Music with an option in Performance. Caden Bartlett, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Dylan Alexander Johnson, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. Aaron Bang, Bachelor of Music, option in Performance. And Brian Shee, Bachelor in Music, option in Performance.
One more big round of applause for all of our graduating students. As we close our celebration this afternoon, again, we thank you for being here. We invite you to join your graduate students in a reception on the Daniel Recital Hall patio. So just make your way out of CPAC, down the side, and over to the recital hall where you can meet your graduating students. Also, graduate students, we have one of these for you too, so you don't feel left out. I just forgot about it. It's my fault. We have I guess we have a tradition now, as this is our third year of doing a conservatory celebration for our graduates, of closing these ceremonies with the choir singing an Irish blessing. And we will do that now and invite the choir and Dr. Talberg to come to the stage. Thank you so much for coming, and again, congratulations to the class of 2025.